Shemi Ojeleye, number 37 for the Boston Celtics. It's been a while, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate it, and it's good to be back.
Absolutely. We're getting this season all started up here. Games are coming within the next few weeks, but I know you've been putting in the work before this even started, as you always do. I've seen the footage of you working out with noted personal coach Drew Hanlon, and he said that you worked on contested shots and finishes and making quick reads. So explain to me your development in those areas and how that's going to help you heading into this season.
Really just trying to make the game simple again. On the catch from open shooter, if not, drive it, and best case scenario, move it or try to get a good shot for somebody else. Not really hesitating, and like I said, keeping it simple is where we really tried to focus on mentally, and from there, we just got in a lot of reps and tried to make the game slow down even more.
It sounds simple, but it can't be that easy. But usually you have the ability to work on this stuff for 3-4 months during the off season. This year you only had 2 months, and you probably took a little bit of time off after your guys' season ended. So can you just explain to us how much work you were actually able to put in, and how much better you think you are now than when last season ended in the conference finals?
I mean, for me, I took about 2 weeks off, went home, and then started back up again. Because I mean, I didn't know when we were going to start, and they were saying maybe it would be as early as December, and here we are. So, I think the best thing that we had was the mental break. Physically, it definitely took some time to let the body recover, but mentally, that was the biggest break for me, and just getting able to reset, kind of figure out a plan for this next season, for this season, and from there, just get back into the work and trusting the work and knowing that, once my mind was refreshed, my body would follow.
Well, let's talk about your shot and its development, because last season, during the restart and through the playoffs, you shot better than 41% from beyond the arc. And that's not just a good number, that's an elite number. So talk to me about what changed and developed to get you to reach those heights during the restart down in Orlando.
I guess logistically or physically, just shooting the ball higher, focusing on getting more arc on my shot. I guess if you want to get into the physics of it, I mean, the higher you shoot it, the better chance it has of going in. But for me, mentally, just trying to focus on one thing, and that was just holding my follow through and just standing each shot and not thinking about anything else, not about misses or percentages or the time on the clock. Just getting the shot up and letting the work speak for itself. And thank God, enough shots fell for me to shoot a good percentage, and I'm going to continue to keep working, and hopefully that keeps improving and staying consistent.
Those things that you mentioned that you don't want to creep into your mind, how often did those things creep into your mind in the past?
A lot. I mean, you start thinking about, if I miss this, what does my percentage go to, or how many shots have I missed before, or how many do I need to make, or did I just check in? Is this a good shot? You know what I'm saying? Who's coming in for me? All these things kind of circle in your mind, and then this last year and now I'm just like, just shoot the ball. You know how to play. You know how to play the game. You put in the work, and from there, just let it take care of itself.
We all know what that's called. That's called playing with a clear mind, and you can see that it's helped you on the court. That's great to hear. The Celtics didn't sign any wings. They didn't trade for any wings this offseason. What does that say to you about the belief they have in you, in your ability to step in and play an even bigger role this season?
Obviously, free agency is a time full of uncertainty, and guys moving around. Obviously, Gordon moved on to another team, and we wish him all the best as a great guy. And for me, a great guy that I still look up to. For the Celtics, they haven't made any moves in that regard. And for me, I just continue to work every day. They told me since day one to stay ready. You never know what can happen during a season or during an off season. And thankfully they signed me back here. I'm still here, and I trust God that He's gonna make the work that I've put in come to show this season. And for me, I just gotta stay consistent every day and put in the work that I know how to do, and everything else will fall in place.
You mentioned Gordon Hayward there, and I know that you said that the team told you that they had to wait to figure out what was happening with him before they could figure out what was happening with you in finalizing your contract with the team. So what was the hardest part about kind of hanging in the balance for a little while there and not necessarily knowing what was going to happen with you? And that's less than a week or so before training camp was scheduled to start.
Right. For sure. I mean, I guess it's uncertainty. One, from a basketball side, getting accustomed to possibly a new system or the same system, or where I'm going to play or, what position and whatnot. And then the people, that's the other big thing was, having teammates, the relationships I've established, not only with coaches and families and people around Boston, but the possibility of moving to another city, having to start over. So just not knowing was the toughest part. Regardless of where I would have been at, I would have just tried to put my best foot forward and put in the work. But not knowing until the last minute was tough. But again, it's a business, and you have to let the cards sit right as an organization. I completely understand that.
Now you're a guy who is driven by faith. How will that faith help to carry you through this season, which is sure to be as trying, if not more trying, than the one you just completed last season with the hiatus and the restart down in Florida inside the bubble?
Oh, 100%. I think the biggest thing I've learned through, especially this last season, I guess this last 12 months or so, is that you never know what's coming. But when things happen in life, they never happen by accident. God's never surprised by anything that we face. He already knows. But the only thing you can control is how you respond. Now, for me, that's a lot easier said than done. My gut reaction is often to get frustrated or mad or be like, why is this happening? Or I wish it was going a different way. But I'm slowly learning, and with the help of people around me, to not just react, but to respond the right way, to take whatever energy is around me, whatever's going on, and just channel that into trying to be positive and trying to, just keep working and keep weathering the storm, whatever that may be.
Now, before I let you go, one last question. And this pandemic has affected many people in different ways. Some people are working out more. Some people, like me, are working out way less. So I have to ask you, was it even possible for you to work out more during this whole thing that's been going on for the last 9 months? Because I have to say, those biceps are looking about as gigantic as they ever have.
I guess, as crazy as it might sound, I had nothing else to do but really work out and play video games. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I did.
That sounds like a good
especially
life.
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Being away from family was tough, and being isolated was different for sure. But I just tried to focus on the time when we come back, trying to be ready for that. And now we're here, and thankfully all that work is culminating and getting to start a new season.
Well, Shemi, we're looking forward to seeing you in a Celtics uniform for yet another season upcoming within the next few weeks, and hopefully we see you carry over your momentum from last season. We appreciate the time. Thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the court soon.
Appreciate it, Mark. God bless, man.